Welcome to turn 16. Strongbad has claimed the Throne of Might. This will give all our sector troops 2 extra strength. Should be quite useful against giants. Then there was a battle in Abysia, so Kalon has started to attack. Let's have a look at that. This is remote summon. He spent some air gems and these guys appear. They are decidedly crap. 2 low quality attacks, horrible morale. Unless they manage to kill my War Master, which they seem to be doing a good job at. They're just gonna run. Now the commander, who is a little bit less crap. And then my commander sets some of his own troops on fire because he's Abysia, and Abysians are like very nice. Alright, then Limerick found a magic site in Fairy Forest, a stone circle. This will allow us to recruit druids. Now I'm not entirely sure if we want druids, but it's a nice benefit. It also gives the nature change. Nicholas now found a magic site in Gymport. He found some quicksand, which gives me earth income. Always nice. And Strongbad found a monolith, which is actually quite good because that gives us an astral. Bloodhunters captured 17 blood saves in Tiratir. This is good. And then there was a battle where we attacked in Ophala. That's a good place. Oh yeah, so this is Strogdor taking a province back from what looks like 4 province defense or something. And a bunch of these archers who could be effective, however, dragon with skeleton body. Yeah, Alright, so that takes care of the first attack coming into a country, but the second one for Kayla is now taking over our land here. So, thanks to the mod, Kaelin actually built a Kaelian army instead of a mountain of trash. And they brought a priest, which is also quite nice, and the withering weapons will really hurt. However, they neglected to bring any sacred troops, so no. And yeah, this little bit of Atlantean province defense doesn't really matter all much. An unexpected event occurs in Ameridon. Another misfortune event. An unexpected event in Shadow Glade. A few gems. Another event in Ameridon. Now we got 10 astral balls and some gold, which is quite nice. And our scout was discovered and attacking Volcan. He had nowhere to run, and we get to see what kind of army he was walking around with. I mean, I wouldn't have summoned all of wolves and crocodiles. But other than that, it looks like quite a decent line. And the constructions of the palisades in Fairy Mountain have been complete. This is the area of Tron we took. Alright, so I'm immediately upgrading that one into a fortress. So that later on, when I claim the Tron, I can start turning out Mage Spring every 2 turns. Cheerleader. I'm naming these guys after the team spot. Cheerleader is building a lab, and Civitas was already building Palisade here. So next turn we can start creating Calazons, which will give us a level of dead magic. And with Skull Staff, they can actually be quite useful at some point. And well, 3 more dead gems I can afford a Skull Staff, but let's have a look at research. It's gonna take a while at this rate before I get to construction 4. But first I need to get conservation 3, which will take some time. Then I can go to construction 2, but not 4, in order to build some limited items. And then I've opted to go 2 levels into evocation, so that if I need them, my fire mages can do something. I should also go to Blood Magic level 3 at some point, because then we can start casting Infernal Breathing and get some of that upkeep free troops, although money is not a problem yet, because we're so big mainly. Money will become a problem at some point, especially if I start building these guys. In the capital I am creating another warlock, because I have the money, and well, warlocks for now are quite useful. I've got a second fire warlock. Coach G moved here and started creating fiery imps. This second warlock is also going to import and also create fiery imps. This is so that I can put all of the fiery imps on patrol on this province with one of these priests I ordered last turn, either Lars or Clovis. One of them is going to patrol, the other one is going to move the more fiery imps into the province until we have a decent amount of them. In order to offset the unrest caused by all the blood hunting. Once the blood economy starts to kick off a little bit, let's say, I can start casting crossbreeding, so I need to time that with Blood Magic 3. However, these crossbreeds will not be too useful against Ashnod. I mean, they'll do something, but they will be just as useful as anything against Kalem, because my strategy I'm thinking of against Kalem right now is just to get something like this that will withstand a lot of attacks. These have a defense of 11, these have a defense of 10, these have a defense of 13, but they don't have the heat and I need the heat. So make a block of these, have the Kalians drop around it and burn. Especially in my own dominion, that will work quite well, I suppose. I'm not gonna press an attack against Kalem until later in the game, because if I go fight Kalem in the cold, that will not work out for me. However, if Kalem comes to fight me in the heat, it will go quite poorly for them. I am considering allowing them to take Coast Haven, because the unrest in here is, well, basically uncontrollable, and it has already cut the income in half. I suspect there's a blood site here, and if I could get a blood mage up here, scout for the blood site, maybe something can be done about it. However, the barbarians are in the way, otherwise we're going to have to walk through the forests. Between that and Calum attacking and the war with Ashdod, I have decided for now I'm just ignoring this. Calum can just take these and hopefully end up in a war with Uruk or Garta or Thanos, or maybe even end up in a war with Ashdod and then we'll have a three-way war. I don't know. Anything to distract them, basically, because well, a war against Calum is just basically going to be in my territory I win, in their territory they win, and so being in the offensive against Calum for me right now is just not a good deal. Against Ashdod, however, yeah, it's a different story. So I am moving the kill with the army over here. He's bringing 40 dudes, and Lyric the Shaman is going to give them some protection. And meanwhile, Strongdad with Lemric and Cosquan is moving here, and because I'm not entirely sure what they're bringing, they might bring up reinforcements that way, and also bring Trogdor out. So that's gonna have a formation like this, which is hopefully just gonna kill anything and everything that's like coming here. Then, depending on what they have in Timeless Wastes, I might attack here, try to, if they have a fortress, try to take it over. If they don't, try to take it over immediately, because this is a strong war, which will lower their attack by 1 if I take it and increase mine by 1. Then my Sacred will have 2 strength from the Throne of Might and 1 attack, which will make them really scary and will make them a lot more effective against giants, which is what I need right now. I don't know how far Ashdod's empire extends into here and where, if they border Eru, Agartha, whatever's down here, but I suppose we'll find out at some point. Other than that, I'm also having Bragagol build a lab in Thornwoods. Bragagol is unfortunately not long for this world because of his disease. He will lose, I think, 3 hit points per turn, so that will give him 3 more turns, so he can build a lab, research for 2 turns, and then he just dies. Which is unfortunate, but that's just the way of things when you're playing Abysia. There's really not much I can do about this, because these two, the Warlock Printed and the Warlock, aren't even sacred, so even if I had taken on an Aging Glass, I would still have these problems with these types of commanders. So that's not gonna work, so the only thing I could do later on, potentially, is higher up in Blood Magic, is a spell. Let's see, I think it's Blood Feast. Yeah, this cures a bunch of afflictions. So if I have an especially valuable Warlock, I can sacrifice some populations to Blood Slaves and remove his afflictions. However, I'm probably never going to do that for a Warlock Apprentice. I would do it to save Kochi, for instance, who has 2 randoms, both Fire and Earth. He would be worth saving that way, but Strong Sad, probably not even. Cobalt, maybe, because he has a Fire random, and I need the Fire randoms right now to make imps. Don't know for how long that will be the case though. At some point I'll have enough imps and I'll be just doing the infernal breeding with my blood slaves. So we'll have to see. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough for one turn. This has been turn 16, see you in turn 17. Welcome to turn 17. So, Mux Ajal from Zibalba has claimed the Throne of Winter. Coach C has cast Fire Imps. And Lana searched the Fairy Forest for magic sites but didn't find anything, unfortunately. Blood Hunters have captured 25 blood slaves, this is quite good. And there was a battle in Vaptide, let's have a look at that. So here we have Strongbad and Trogdor in this army against a very small province defense. Which kind of works as intended, fortunately. Then there's the Battle of the Main. Which is also a small province defense. But it's at least good to see that the formation and scripting really works as intended. Then, this is Vanadus expanding to Turtle Blades. I think this is a throne. Let's have a look. Yes, that's a throne. However, it's a very poorly defended throne. They have built a lot of these guys, which are not sacred. They're quite good. They've also built... no, this is a third heritage. They haven't built any sacreds, I think. Well, they win anyway. Let's see. Third heritage. Skulls. So they haven't built any sacreds, which is a shame. Vanadus actually does quite well with their sacreds for expansion. Then there was Calum attacking us in Tenkilia. Let's have a look at that. So these are their sacreds, which now have withering weapons. Which will be something to look at. However, they only have 2 of them. Which is not a concern. An unexpected event in Fairy Forest. Lost 70 population. Too bad. Event in the Nether. 3 misfortune and 2 magic. The 2 magic is actually quite nice, but I don't really have something to capitalize on this right now. There was an event in the Null. 2 nature gems, always nice. And a worldwide event. Cold everywhere because the Throne of Winter has been claimed. Sucks, but it had to happen sometime. So, what am I doing? In the Nether, I've started the recruitment of Camazotz. This is where we got the magic skills. I'd love to use it to research, but moving these guys over would not really help all that well. In Thorn Woods, I have started the recruitment of Jaguar Priests. The nice thing about these guys is that they're both a nature mage and a priest, so they can cast protection and blessing on a squad. The Feral Mountains, I have started to create some assassins. Meanwhile, Cheerleader will fly over there and build a lab temple, but in the meantime we can at least create 3 assassins. 5 assassins actually. Well, we'll fix it later. The assassins will go into Calum and try to kill some mages in order to slow them down. In Coast Haven, I have decided to do what's called a PD dump, which is where you put a lot of province defense in a province. So now this province has a defense of 30, this costs 400 gold. But that means that when they attack, they're gonna run into a bunch of Abyssians. These are the Heat Aura Abyssians, these are just human bred, but still. One of these will stand a decent chance against your average Kalian. And since this force is only 18, if they move here next, they lose the army, which will slow them down, which is what they want. I mean, after that we'll probably be dealing with this army, so, or maybe even in the same turn, I don't know. They are Kalians, so lots of them can fly, but it looks like they mixed in some slow units. Anyway, it might see off an attack, which will slow Calum down, which will give me more time to deal with Ashdod first. In Capes, I have started recruiting some of these guys, Abyssians with shields. In Heat Domain, these should do a really good job against Kalians, because they die slowly with the shield and 17 protection. And then I can put like either an Anantimate Dragon or an Anantimate Salamanders or a combination of both in the middle of the squad, so the Kalians will drop on top of the squad and the wizards which are in the middle of the squad will start dropping evocations on the Kalians while the Abyssian infantry dies really slowly. Which should be a good strategy against Calum. In Temgilia, the Kalians got a fort as soon as they took province. This is something you get from an event. This palisade is not even something Calum can build. Calum has special ice fortresses. So yeah, event spawn fort. When I attack, I will probably break it down because having a fortress here next to Coast Haven on a province that's nothing special doesn't really serve me. Alright, meanwhile, Strongbad with Lamerick and Coscon is moving to Ashdod. If we win here, that means we put their capital under siege, which stops the recruitment of their sacred units and leaders, so that will really hamper them. And Larrick and Akil, together with Trogdor, are moving into here. I put Trogdor in front of the formation so he doesn't burn Larrick down. And they should be able, I think, to take this province. Now I can see this squad. This squad is very likely to go in here. And they are going to be running around on this island, I suppose. Maybe I can send Trogdor to stop them at some point. But yeah, I'm not sending Trogdor here right now. The province defense here is garbage. The province defense here as well is garbage. Here's the same deal. I might be able to make a stand here if they go here. Which I have no idea if they will do. They might just go roaming around the land here. But that's a later concern. Right now I'm just trying to occupy as much of their land as possible, as quickly as possible, in order to ruin their economy. Because they can only be in so many places at once. The giants are really strong, but you don't get a lot of them. Meanwhile, I have given Ariel a squad of 9 guys. He will be standing behind them and casting protection. I still have to script this apparently. And these guys will hold an attack, so it will be something like this. And they will go try and take this province or this province and move into their lands. If it's just province defense, they should do really well. Against giants, less so. Although these are still the variety with the 25 damage axe, which will at least hurt a giant, if not outright kill. Alright, research is still going slowly into Conjuration 3. I got very lucky, I have 3 of these fire warlocks. So I'm switching back to Warlock Princesses to not go too crazy. Winter's gonna be here in a while, and having all of your money invested in Warlocks and half of them die in the winter. Probably not the best plan ever. I need to get some mages for research somewhere. But using full-on Warlocks for it would probably be a bit too pricey. Right, that's it for turn 17, and unfortunately I don't really have the time for another turn in this video. So see you in the next one.